So there's a lot of people at our share house. I had gotten here only a few days before, and he also arrived the same time as me doing an internship. He is Korean, he's from the Busan area, so he's not familiar with Seoul either. And we're ordering things in, getting stuff shipped to the house, and I accidentally took his package and opened it. And it's really funny, that's kind of how I met him. I'm like, hey, I thought that this was mine. I didn't see the address. That started a really good friendship with him. And I've been able to go out and experience Korea with him since. Hello, my name is Ryan Gottstein. I'm from the United States, Buffalo, New York. I attend the university at Buffalo, and I'm majoring in politics and American government. I'm here in Korea doing an internship with a design company who works on products in the US and Korea. I wanted to come to Korea because I wanted a completely different experience from Western culture. I wanted the sort of Far East experience. My first time traveling to any international travel. It's kind of ironic, but the most surprising thing to me was just how similar it really was to Western culture. You're not going to experience a culture shock, and it's not a lot of the ways in the movies that we portray, maybe East Asia, it's not really fair. One of the most interesting things I've done here is I visited the DMZ, the South Korean and North Korean border. You have to book a tour for that. You cannot just go up by there yourself. That's something important to know. It's really amazing to be able to see what most Americans or Westerners just hear about or see on TV. You can see it through the observatory yourself. You can look at North Korea. One of the coolest things I learned from my tour guide was that people live in the DMZ, and they are Korean citizens, but a lot of the area is administered by the United Nations as well. These people don't have to pay taxes here. And a lot of the Koreans, especially older and retired Koreans, there's a list to try to live in the DMZ. They save so much money, they farm everything themselves, they grow their own food. It's one of the highest qualities in Korea. People sought after it, and it's just desired to live there even though you have to go through a military checkpoint every time you want to go home. I would never live in the DMZ. It is very beautiful there, it is all farmland, but you have to work for it. They don't use machinery, they don't use chemicals, which is why their food is so sought after, the soybean and rice. I don't think I could ever do it. It's a commitment. I found Korea Gap Year. It may not be one of the most recommended with the most reviews online, to be completely candid, but it is the best. To explain my unique circumstance and why I'm so supportive of Korea Gap Year, I was working with another tour agency that was going to place me in Korea, and I had my first interview with them. It didn't go fantastically, and they said they would contact me a few days later, 5-6 emails trying to contact them by phone, which is impossible. They just never got back to me. They quite literally ghosted me, and with 30 days until I was supposed to schedule to leave for Korea, I had already booked my flights. I was leaving New York. I was going to stay there for a few days and going back home to Chicago. I couldn't adjust those things just like the drop of a hat, so I desperately reached out to Korea Gap Year. I said, I know this is a tough call, but can you guys help me? And Bella did everything she could to help me and was able to place me in Korea within the 30 days, which was absolutely phenomenal. You have the option to do a very personalized internship with them to place your job, or you can go a little bit more generally and they won't, guarantee your exact internship, but if you're looking for it in a rush like I was, and they say it's not as specific, but my God, they took every little detail from me for this, and they wanted to put me in the best place possible. And once you get your company, they'll set you up with housing. And what I found was the most crazy thing is you weren't placed in a housing. You got to choose. They showed me multiple different options that I could have that were close to my job, and when they say you're close to your job, they really mean it. 2 or 3 subway stops away, and I could walk 2 minutes to the subway. It's very convenient. I could stay in one apartment, I could stay in one share house, and they show you the pictures of what you're going, and you're not just going in kind of blind. And I thought that was an amazing plus, and I didn't see that with the other companies that I worked with. I love that they would, when you're at home still, they put the weather in Seoul. It's so funny, it kind of makes you feel like you're there. For my internship here, I've been working between marketing research and maybe some general product research. They have me looking at the US market, what social trends are popular right now, what environmental products are popular now, how America is changing to be more environmentally conscious so that my company can design products and collaborate with companies. I kind of report on the American companies that they could possibly collaborate with, they could design for. They are very significant, and I know a lot of Americans probably recognize them. So you aren't placed with maybe a small regional company here. You are truly placed with an international corporation that does significant business all around the world and will look great on your resume. And you're having a great time here in Korea. So I really don't see a reason why it's not just a win all around. Since they are a design studio, the first thing they said to me is, do you have any ideas? They were wondering if I had some sort of environmentally friendly idea or product that they could maybe design or implement into their product. It's really cool that they were so open to my feedback and what I could possibly do for them. You're not just going to be a worker drone and just doing exactly what they say. They want you to be an actual part of the team and to be working with them, not for them. Yeah, my company, they've created some really cool backpacks working with Hyundai and Kia, from used airbags and seat belts that are really cool. They've shown me. They've created like sustainable cups for like Starbucks. Very cool, like the ingenuity behind them was really there. They're a very talented team. I did an internship in the United States with the United States Congress. Back at home, I worked with the House of Representatives in my hometown Buffalo with Representative Chris Jacobs. The internship here, it's very similar. You know, they cooperate with you. They're very flexible with the hours you want to work. In terms of working environment in Korea, I really, really like it because it's very, very formal. Like, there's a lot of respect here. Like in the Korean language that I don't know, there's all the different terms you could say to speaking of your elder or your boss, the respect you put on them. The fact that people will try to help you at every turn also presents the formal nature. Like, even though you have to give this massive respect to your bosses, like they give it right back to you. Like, they're always trying to help you at your job. If you don't do something perfectly right, they'll give you suggestions how to help, and it really like opens you up on a personal level, like how to be friends with like your coworkers at the same time giving the utmost respect and the utmost professionalism, and I'd like to take some of that home with me. I went out with my friend from work, got some traditional Korean barbecue, which was excellent. So we went to Hongdae and we saw like the really cool street performers there. And I've seen, you know, street performers in New York. It's amazing there, but it is completely different here. Like, you really do like it or hate it. You get that K-pop kind of vibe, and it's just an amazing experience either way. That's really where the culture is. Like, you go out and see these street performers or the little shop vendors that are out there, and you see what they're all about. You get to talk to them, and she was able to really open my eyes to that. It was actually my birthday while I was here, and my housemate had taken me out. We got some good chicken when we were out, went out to the Seoul Tower, and it was a really cool night, and because it was like the first like 2 weeks I was here, I was still getting familiar with the area, and so it was just really nice of him to kind of show me the ropes and everything and kind of make me feel welcome here. When I went on my bar tour, I was able to talk to a lot of the Koreans there. Obviously, because I'm a politician, I like talking about Korean politics, and I like talking about what they view, how they think of America. They have some very interesting opinions about us, but it's mostly favorable. It was just cool still getting to talk to someone who's 8,000 miles away from me, like what they like to do. A lot of the things they like are the same as mine, and I thought that was really interesting. The only thing I think I could say, my own opinion, is go Bills. That's my sports team. You gotta put that at the end, that's the best part. Bye-bye. See you in Korea.